Friends, let us begin with this sloka. Mano buddha hamkara cittani naham nacha shotra jive nacha grana netre nacha vyoma bhumi na tejo na vayu chidananda rupa shivoham 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 shivoham. This is a wonderful way of approaching God. It is a negation, negation, negation. I am not, I am not, I am not. And then reaching to the positive goal, I am Shiva. I am the peace eternal. I am the bliss eternal. I am the happiness eternal. So from the negation, no, 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 to yes, I am. So I am not the intellect. I am not the mind. I am not the ego. I am not the hearing, neither the taste, smell, sight. And then ultimately it says, I am Shiva, I am Shiva. And the ultimate goal of yoga is that. Sometimes, many times we repeat because to make people aware of it, yoga, the word is used for hatha yoga, for the physical exercise. Again, the yoga is used for spiritual unification of the Atman with the self. So this self is getting united with the Atman is also yoga. So here the Patanjali Rishi, he is describing that through aphorisms and taking our mind to that particular position. And last time, in the last lecture, we discussed that when there will be the problem in meditation, when you are sitting, there are so many problems, we cannot concentrate our mind. We discussed in details all those things. Bitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavanam. When there is a obstructions, immediately we have to think of opposite. Just now, when I was coming, I am little late because of that. One gentleman wants to visit, and he is sending messages, constantly ringing. And the moment I was leaving, then he rang and then told, "Are you in church, Swami?" I told, "I think I am." Then he was asking, "No, tell me that because I want to talk only with the in-church Swami." I told, "What do you want? You want to come over here? You want to stay over here? And we are all ready. Everybody is all waiting to receive you. Please come." Now, I was not feeling happy after that discussion. Then Pratipaksha Bhavana. Immediately I started thinking, oh, that gentleman coming from India, he doesn't know much of it. The Pratipaksha Bhavana. So I have to be sympathetic. I have to guide him properly. I should not have talked in that fashion. I could say, yes, we will be all here, ready to help you. Please come, don't mind. And we are sending someone to purchase food for you from the Hindu temple. All this, everything is ready. Please come. Now, Pratipaksha Bhavanam, whenever in the mind there is some thought is coming and disturbing your minds, tranquility, then you must have to raise the opposite thinking. The negative thinking can be neutralized with positive thinking. Then in the 34th aphorism, he said, and we have discussed a little, Bitarka himshadayah krita karita anumodita. Krita, when I am doing directly, karita, I am making someone else to do that, and anumodita, I am giving permission or encouraging someone to do that. This is lobha, krodha, moha, purvaka. This all for our greediness, and then moha, delusion, krodha, anger, all this mridu, madhya, adimatra, maybe a little, maybe in the medium grade or intensive, whatever it may be, result is going to come. Dukkha ajnanan ananta phala. The result of that is coming. So pratipaksha bhavanam. So be careful. So see, when we think that we like to realize God, or we like to realize Atman, we realize Brahman, we do not know how. So this is the subtlest way we are reaching over there. Sadhana pada. Pada means the chapter. Sadhana means the practice. This is really very difficult. Some people simply they will declare, no, I don't bother about God, we don't believe in God, like that. But unless and until you practice this, go through this, when a discovery is having, the scientist is discovering, yesterday one gentleman came, he was telling that his son, he is actually researching to develop the medicine for the cancer. So see how they are doing it. He told, before me so many people are trying, we are also trying, and after us also some people will trying, but with a hope that we are going to discover. Similarly, this spiritual path, similarly all these things that we see, this Yoga Sutra, all, it's not just a day he sat and wrote down and it was published and we are reading, not like that. He went on researching, and after that he has come over here and telling this, that if you are asking someone to do some harmful thing, inspiring someone indirectly to do something harmful, or directly if you are doing, maybe a little, maybe a medium, or maybe very harmful thing, but everything is going to come back to you. That is why the morality, the training of morality, the teaching of morality in all religion, because of this, I am not going to help anybody, I am actually helping myself. So otherwise it will come back to you, and that will be really terrible. Here Swami Vivekananda is describing, if I tell a lie or cause another to tell one or approve of another doing so, it is equally sinful. If it is very mild, still it is a lie. Very vicious thought will rebound every thought of hatred which you may have thought in a cave even, is stored up and will one day come back to you with tremendous power in the form of some misery. So that is pratipaksha bhavanam. So constantly, whenever those who have taken the initiation, they know, all gurus, all the masters, they will be teaching, whenever you are sitting for meditation, the very first thing that you should think, let everybody be happy, let everyone be happy. We may have differences of opinion, and that is natural, that should be. But it doesn't mean that we should have to develop the hatred, the anger, or the stage where I start thinking to killing that particular person to remove from my path. So that should not come. So this is the way the training is giving. And then it comes like this: ahimsa pratisthayam tat sannidho vairatyagaha. Those who are established in that ahimsa, non-injury, whoever comes near that person develop friendliness, love, affection to all beings. When I was a very young boy, so I saw somewhere, I have forgotten where, a very old book in those days, in the summertime when the school is closed, what we children will do. So obviously we used to go and open the almirah, all the books are there. The grown-up people, they never allowed us to open it, so secretly we used to open. And then in one book I found that one person is meditating, long matted hair, long beard, and a little fire is burning before him, and by his side a lion is sleeping, and the other side a deer. And the tiger and the deer, and they are very peacefully sitting by the side of the yogi. That impressed me very much. I don't know why, but I started thinking that I should also become like this, and I will sit in such a way, even the tiger will forget to kill the deer. So that is called ahimsa. Of course, I never tried with the tiger. But this is called ahimsa. When you are really established in that ahimsa, it touches the heart of everyone. So when you find the people, they are talking in the name of religion to go and harm some people, we cannot understand, can this be religion? You can, of course, in the name of politics, in the name of society, whatever, you can do it, but not in the name of religion. Religion always teaches love, and that love has no boundary. It reaches everywhere. So here we find that ahimsa pratisthayam tat sannidho vairatyagaha. Whoever comes near to that person, they slowly forget that. And we have the example of Lord Buddha. We have the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have the example of Sri Ramakrishna. And the other day, I was quoting how Swami Vivekananda. Then 36th aphorism, it says, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, all these qualities that we have to develop. What is religion actually? Developing good qualities. A person practicing religion, in whatever may be the form of religion, is a very good person. That's why Swami Vivekananda is telling, I will never ask anyone, a Christian, to convert into Hinduism or a Hindu to convert into Islam. No, continue in your own faith, but be a good person. The moment you are a good person, then in whatever religion you are, that doesn't matter. It's only path, following, but the idea is the same, goal is the same. And how to become a good person? By practicing satya, truthfulness, asteya, brahmacharya, etc. Now, suppose you practice satya. In the yogi, he says, when you are practicing satya, what will happen? Satya pratisthayam kriya phalad srayattam. Yogi established in the truthfulness gets the power of attaining for himself and for others the fruits of his words and thoughts. If one is established in truth, whatever he says, that becomes true. Whatever. Yesterday I was really feeling very bad. One mother rang me and she was telling, my daughter, she has been admitted in a hospital, she is pregnant, she has unconscious here. Please tell that she will be all right and will come back with a healthy baby. I told, I will pray to Mother, I will pray to Thakur. No, you say that she will be all right. I was thinking, I didn't tell that. I was thinking, if I had that power, if only I had that power. Only I was praying to Thakur. See, they have tremendous faith on us. So please, whatever is good for them, do it. So everyone is having his karma phala. No one can undo that. But what we can do, we can at least go and pray to God, so that by that way, that much we can do. But when one is established in truth, whatever they say, that brings fruit. And that is really true. The elder brother of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was established in that truth. He was an ordinary priest. One day he was bathing in the Ganga, and there, in those days, it was the system that the respectable families, girls and daughters, no one can see them. So they used to sit inside the palanquin. Many of you have saw the palanquin. So people used to carry like this, and that they covered with the cloth. And then few people they will put down in the water and bring it up. So that the way they used to bathe in the Ganga. So she was doing like that. Suddenly, a corner of that cloth removed, and the elder brother of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna saw the face of that lady. And then it came from his mouth. He saw, today you are taking so much of care to guard her, and tomorrow she will die and will be open to everyone. It was hard by some of their companions. They came and asked that, who are you? Why you are talking like this? Then he said, I am sorry, I should not have uttered this, but I saw on her face that she is going to die tomorrow. And it really so happened. So that is recorded in the book. And that brother, he was Satya Pratishtita, whatever he used to say, that is to come true. And doctor prescribed that he should not take water. Sometimes some of the diseases, doctor will say you should not drink water. But he was pestering, he was asking again and again that you should give me water. Sri Ramakrishna, being a brother, he wanted to help him. And he was going on telling, no, you should not drink water, you should not drink. Then he became very angry and cursed him. You are not giving me water today, and some day will come when you will vomit blood. And it so really happened. But that was a blessings in disguise. He cursed Sri Ramakrishna, but that was a blessing, because when he was practicing meditation in an intense manner, the blood went on the brain and it clotted over there. So another lady came, and somehow it is good that it came down with that. So he was saved. So here we find Satya Pratishtaya Kriya Phala Srayatva. So this Satya, whatever they say, Ma Sharadamani Devi never cursed anyone. And so many different type of people used to live around her. And she was the symbol of how a householder should live. So many different type of people, the neighbors, the relatives, all different. But mother was constantly going on. One lady was there, she was a crazy lady, and in the book they say Pagli Mami. And Pagli means crazy lady. And mother used to take a lot of care, and particularly her daughter, Radhu Didi. Those who have read that life, you know all this. It's very interesting. One day, she really became so difficult to control, she brought something and bit the mother so hard. Just from her mouth it came out that Thakur never threw a flower at me. He gave so much of care, and you are beating me in this way? Your hand will rot. The moment she said, and she understood that it is a mistake, then she started crying and praying to Thakur, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, why this word has come out of my mouth? And actually that happened, that lady, and she had to suffer. Now this thing for why? To prove this Yoga Sutra. When they say Satya Pratisthayam Kriya Phalasrayatva, the result comes, truly it comes, if you are practicing. We know the Durvasha is a famous rishi. Then one gentleman was asking why Durvasha was cursing like that. I told it is good that we are not at his time. Otherwise, it would have been difficult to ask even this question. So why Durvasha is cursing? That is a different thing. But you will see, with that act, something good is happening. Always. Something that is happening for the knowledge of others. So here we find when a person becomes perfected in truthfulness, whatever he or she says becomes the truth. His words causes result, and that is why those who are practicing religion be always careful not to say anything wrongfully, even harmful to others, because it really happens. Swami Vivekananda is telling, if he says, be thou cured, and he will be cured. And we have seen that in the life of Jesus Christ. He simply asked a dead man to come out, and he came. Tremendous power of words because of the truth. Now 37 aphorism, it says, Asteya pratisthayam sarva ratnopasthanam. Sarva ratna, that means all the wealth comes to that person who refuses it. This is a very peculiar thing. In a Hindi couplet they say, Sab chhode, sab paave. If you are giving away everything, you get everything. This is a very special thing. Swami Vivekananda is telling, unselfishness is more paying, but we don't have the patience to practice it. If you become really unselfish, you get everything, name, fame, everything that we want. But we don't have the patience to practice that unselfishness. So here, a practice of non-covetousness or non-stealing, all wealth comes to that yogi. This is really very peculiar. We, in this small life, we have seen how things are happening. Many of you here, those who were attending the Chicago Calling program, you know how things happen. I was only 3 or 4 months, I reached here in America. It was difficult for me to remember the names of the places where the function will happen, where. So the roads and all that, I was constantly consulting the maps, where to go, what to do. I never knew any people over here. But things went in such a way, a grand way. How? Someone wanted that it should be done, and it was done. In the beginning, one or two people, they came, friendly way, they assured, then they withdrew, but the other people came. How it happens? I am not having, will you believe, I am now 40 years in this spiritual life. I never earned a single dollar myself, but I have almost donated, if you say the word, almost 50 or 60 lakhs to so many people. Even now, I am going on helping so many students, so many poor people. How do I do that? Money is coming, I am just helping people. So, I don't want that money, but it is coming. One of my brothers, he is telling, I like to give you some money. I told, but your another brother wants that money. You are fighting with him, you are not ready to give. He wants that money, why don't you give to him? I don't want that money, why you are constantly asking me to receive that? That is very peculiar. No, I want to give you. So like this, it's a very, very small thing that happens. I am not a yogi at least. I am practicing to be. But still it happens. And think of the yogis, anything they wanted, it happened. So like this asteya pratisthayam, when you don't want, asteya means giving away, not accepting. I am still having in my room 3 gifts unopened. I didn't open now, I have to open, I didn't find time to open it. So I never wanted, but it is coming. Why? Because of God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna jokingly is telling, as because I take the name of God morning and evening, I get all 4 square meals. I need not to do anything else. Just jokingly he is telling, and that is true. That is called asteya, give away, get everything. Then in the 30th aphorism it says, Brahmacharya pratisthayam virya labhaha. By the establishment of the continence, spiritual energy is gained. The spiritual knowledge is very subtle. It's very difficult to understand. The one gentleman was complaining, why every time you say that we have to go for always good music, good thing, good thought, then what will happen to these things? I don't. If you like to enjoy these worldly things, nobody is asking you to not to do that. But if you are thinking that you want to develop spiritual life, then only you have to practice. This is only for those who want to practice the spiritual life. And if you don't want that, if you don't believe in that, you are free. So thousands are going over there. How many are coming to the temples and churches? Very few. So it's you that unless and until you are established in that continence, you do not understand the subtlety of the religion, and this is really very, very subtle. Then 39th aphorism it says, aparigraha sthairya janma kathananta sambodha. Aparigraha, when the yogi is steadfast in the non-receiving. Asteya means non-stealing, and this is non-receiving. When you are not receiving anything from anyone, then what happened? That becomes, he gains the memory of the past life. And that is true. We have seen in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he could say anything about any person, whoever approached him, went near him. First he used to say, he was over there, he was in the group of Jesus Christ, he was with the Krishna, he was here, he was there, as if just he is seeing and telling like that. When Narendranath, the Vivekananda, was only 18, 19 years young man, and he was telling, oh, you see the very famous person in those days, a very famous person was Keshav Chandra Sen. And he said, see this Keshav Chandra Sen, who is now very famous, he is only having 1/4 of the energy. Like that, 18 quarters will be manifested in Narendranath. And you will see how he is shaking the whole world. Narendranath himself became really very sorry and told, why? I know that you like me, love me. It doesn't mean that you should compare me with the Keshav Chandra Sen. In Bengali they used to call Chokra. Chokra means a young urchin. I am just an ordinary urchin. I don't know anything. And where is Keshav? You are comparing me? What Sri Ramakrishna said? I am not telling this. Mother asked me to tell it this. Mother means the Divine Mother. He could see the past. Then he wrote, Naren Shikhe Dive. The Narendra will give education, will enlighten the whole world. And when he came over here, those things were proved. Only one person, a 29 years young man, how he changed, what type of words he was using. Hinduism, Vedanta, which is totally absent in the present society. But Vedanta became so popular. Whatever he said, that was accepted. The two sisters, they attended his lecture. Then afterwards they wrote. The first word he said, to me it came as truth. The second word, truth. The third was truth. Everything that he said became truth to me. Is it not miracle? Just like that. So people, whatever they say, it comes to true. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna saw, and Arjuna, he was doubting when the Lord Krishna said, the both of us were born before, and I gave this preaching to. Then Arjuna was doubting how it is possible for you. Then in the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 5th sloka, the same thing Krishna also told, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tabacharjuna. O Arjuna. And then next line he is saying, Tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vedhya parantapa. Parantapa means the scorcher of the foes. Oh, the scorcher of the foes. Whenever his enemies used to see him, they used to tremble. He was such a ferocious fighter. And calling him that, addressing him as that way, he is telling, but you do not remember your past lives. Though both of us, you and me, were born again and again, I remember everything, you do not. So in Hinduism we believe that life is not just one birth, it is a continuous birth. So comes the karma theory. So in the karma theory, karma phala, whatever good work that you are doing, the result will come to you. So here, aparigrahasthajye janma kathananta sambodha. Ma Sharadamani Devi went to Rameshwaram in the southern India, by the side of the sea, on the bank of the sea. There is a beautiful temple, very old temple. And it says, the story goes like this, that when Sita and Rama, they were coming back from Sri Lanka, they landed over there, and Sri Ramachandra wanted to worship Shiva. And how to worship Shiva? He wanted an image of Shiva, symbol of Shiva. He sent the Hanumana to bring that. Hanumana was late. Rama was fasting, because after the worship only he will take food. So he was waiting for the Hanumana. Ma Sita, she felt that for a long time Rama is fasting, not eating anything. So she made one Shivalinga with the sand of that. And Rama worshipped that. And that Shivalinga was kept in that temple made of sand, but still it is there. Thousands of years. Ma Sharadamani Devi, she went over there, she saw that Shivalinga, and then soliloquizing, as I have left it, it is still like that. Can you imagine? And the others, they were wondering why she is talking like this, he is telling like this. And in one place, Ma Sharadamani saw some of the Europeans appreciating the architect of a temple. Then she said, these people constructed this temple in their previous birth. Now they have taken birth in a foreign country, have come to appreciate it. They were the makers, and now those people, it is impossible for them. But sometimes you will see in our life, whenever you see someone, you feel, I have seen him somewhere. Just as a glance it comes. Why? Even the foreigner, even no connection, but the moment you see, you will feel, I have seen. Some people, their words, their talking, it will be so familiar. Some of the places when you go, you will feel that this is familiar. Now the research is going on this. Sometimes some of the children, they will be talking in such a way it is unthinkable. Lord Jesus, when he was very young, suddenly his parents, they saw that he is not with them. Then they searched, they found that he is sitting with all the senior people and discussing about a very serious thing, the spiritual matter. And he was giving all the words that was accepted by them. How it is possible? In the life of Sri Ramakrishna, same thing happened. Sometimes a very small kid, he will come and play the tabla. Who taught that child? So this proves that there was a life in the past. He was liking this tabla. Suddenly one person cannot do like that. So this is the way we have to. So aparigraha sthairije janma kathananta sambodha. This sambodha means they understand what happened in the past life. In the life of Sri Ramakrishna, he used to say, after the death he will go over there. After the death she will be there. He could see all this. And the way he used to tell, as if it is nothing. And in one time he said, I can see the minds of everyone as one can see the things keeping in the glass case, almiras. So you can see through the glass and can find out what are there. Similarly, I can see the minds of the people. I have seen, and we know one Swamiji. He was then he was vice president, afterwards he became president. One young boy came and he wanted to tell that he has realized God, he has got the vision of Goddess Kali, and about that he was so proud, he never wanted to discuss with us, and he was constantly asking us to take him to that Swami. The Swami, he lost his eyesight, he couldn't see that time. So appointment was taken. So this young man, he went to him. His secretary, Swamiji, that was prefixed. So naturally he told Swamiji, the boy has come, you gave him, this is the time for his personal interview. So can you please talk to him? Send him. You know, it happened before everyone. The moment the boy touched the feet of the Swami in the respect to pay his pranam, he touched his feet. The moment he touched, immediately the Swami started telling, who is this? Then he was calling the name of that his secretary. You said that you are sending a brahmachari, and whom you have sent? Who is this? This boy started trembling. Door was closed, nobody was around. So Then he went on telling about him. You did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. You are not fit to become a monastic member of this order. I am sorry. And when that boy came out, he was trembling, shaking. And the way he was telling, the people who were sitting in the next room, they could hear. So how they could say that? But he never could see that boy. It happened like this. So another Swami, he told his the experience. He had a conflict with the authority. You know, ours is an organization. So we have so many ashramas, so many centers. Now we are having almost 180. And all over the world. But the Swamis, we are actually the member of the headquarters. And we are responsible to them. We have to go. And this Swami, he was in charge of one place. But he was not happy with the authority. So there are 4 or 5 Swamis who are taking the decisions. So he was not happy with that. So he decided that he will leave the organization and go away and start his own. But his guru was another Swami. He also could not see that Swamis. He was going to Delhi. He was sitting in the Calcutta airport. This Swami thought, he is my guru. I should go and offer my pranam and then I will go away. I won't return back. And when there will be so many other people also, if I go and touch his feet, you won't recognize me. Otherwise, his habit is, the moment you offer pranam, he will ask, hey, where you are going, what is your name, what is your planning, he will ask. So naturally you have to tell the truth. And he was thinking, if I say that I am deciding to leave the mott, deciding to leave the organization, so naturally he will ask me not to, and he is my guru. I cannot deny his words. So he went and touched. Will you believe? He himself told me, that Swami, there were nearly 20-25 people, all were trying to touch his feet. It is not like America. In a disciplined way, people come, and when someone is near to that, talking, others will be at least 5 feet away. It is India. They will be in the back, they will be in the front, they will be every side. So all people, they were all touching his feet in that condition. He also touched the feet. The moment he touched the feet, immediately that Swami told, you have become so egoistic. All these years, they have taught you all these things. When you are supposed to give back the service, now you want to leave the home, and he was talking in a different way, so that other people won't understand. Go back. If someone senior is scolding you, does it mean that you have to leave the home? Go and stay over there till I come back. You should not leave. Guru's words. So he went back, he stayed, and within 1 month, both sides cooled down, both sides talked, and all the amicable solution came out. And he continued. He is now a very famous Swami, so I am not mentioning the names. So this happened. How they could say this? Here we find that when you are aparigraha, asteya, satya, if you are practicing, this type of miraculous power comes. But the problem is, when this power comes, you have to control it. You cannot use it all the time, and you should not. But most of the people, the moment they get this power, maybe 1 or 2, they start utilizing that, they get lot of name and fame, again they go back to the square one from where they started, because you lose that power. Then it says, Shauchat Sangha Jugupsa Parai Asargaha. Another, in the 40th aphorism, it says, when you are practicing the result of purity, then you don't like to be impure. Satya Suddhi Saumanasyam oikagram indriya jaya atma darshana yaggatvani. Who is really capable to see the Atman, to realize Atman? Now, the four things. One is Satya Suddhi. The Satya Suddhi means purification of the heart. We have discussed again and again. Satya Suddhi means Dhruvasmiti. Satya Suddhi, the Sanskrit word, means purification of the heart. What is the purification of the heart? Unselfishness. When you are completely unselfish, then you are really pure by heart. Blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God. Look at it. Here, the Yoga Darshan, Patanjali, he is also writing the same thing. If you have the Satya Suddhi, you are qualified to realize Atman. The Jesus, he is telling, if you are really pure, then you can see God. So here the Satya Suddhi, the purification of the heart, then comes Somanasyam, cheerfulness of the mind. That's also another thing in the spiritual life. Most of the people, the moment they practice spirituality, they will be grave. Because so many things is happening in this world. Oh, they are bad, they are bad, they are bad. Everybody is going to hell. I am only alone is going to heaven. So he is so grave. So one lady told me, I am sorry, you are practicing Hinduism, you will go to hell. I told, but just now I helped you. Even by doing that type of work, I will go to hell? Oh, I am sorry. Then I told, are you sure that you are going to heaven? So yes, I am happy that I am not going to heaven. If in the heaven people like you are there, then I don't like to be there. So there is a peculiar conception. It's not like that. Swami Vivekananda again, why you are joyful? Because you are not wanting anything. Who can be happy? Who is not bothering about anything? So that is called Somanasyam, Satya Suddhi, purity of the heart, and then cheerfulness of the mind. Some people are always joyful, they will be laughing so loudly. Not like that. The cheerfulness of the mind, inside the mind, he is always happy, always cheerful. Then concentration. He is very much concentrated, and control of the passion. These are the four things. Master Mahashaya, who is to note down the conversation of Sri Ramakrishna, he forgot his umbrella. Sri Ramakrishna rebuked him. I don't forget, even though my mind is constantly merged in God, even I don't forget. And you have started forgetting. Be alert, always, attentive. Apramatya bhava, Lord Buddha said. Apramatya. Pramatya means mind is all the time going here and there, making mistake. Now concentrated. And then finally it comes control of the passions. So many things will come in front, but he is controlling. These are the four qualities, that's all. If you develop these four qualities, then you are fit to realize Atman. First is purification of heart, Satya Suddhi. Second is Somanasyam, always cheerful of the mind. Third, Oikagram, and fourth, Indriya Jayaha. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, after his passing away, 16 of them, they decided to become monk. But they were not having any place to stay together. And who will give them food? In Bengal, the practice of giving alms were not there. But in UP and other places, mainly UP, Bihar, they give alms to the sannyasi. Because in Bengal, they were mostly, they used to practice Vaishnavism and Tantra, Shaktas. They were family people. So they never used to go for begging. The Dasanami Sampradaya, That means the Vedantic Sampradaya sannyasins who never cook. I am also practicing not cooking here. I always get food from outside. Someone or other will bring and I enjoy. So they never cook. They only go and beg for the cooked food. So that is the system. In Bengal, who will give them food? So obviously they were not. So these people, they were there. Sometimes they will get some food, some devotees will bring, and sometimes they will be cooking for Thakur. That they used to share. Like this it was going on. But they were very happy. All the time they were happy. You know what happened? One Swami, he is just in the left hand corner last. That Swami is called Khoka Maharaj. Khoka means the child. In Bengali is a Khoka. And his behavior was just like a child. He was very much afraid of ghost. And to make him, just friends as they do, to terrify in the night, he was sleeping, then someone told the story of ghost. Khoka, you are now sleeping, you know the ghost sometimes comes and they play over here on the roof. No, it is not true. Okay, after 12 o'clock, you will hear they are all playing. The balls, they will be rolling and they will be playing. It will, no. But he was afraid. Then, like that, and then secretly they went on the top and they were rolling an iron ball so that he will be afraid, and he was really very afraid. Another Swami was very courageous. Just above him, Niranjanananda ji, and very courageous. He told, what the ghosts are doing, disturbing us in the night, I will go and beat the ghost, let me go. Then he went and saw two of his monastic brothers, they are doing that only to make him afraid. They were monastics, but having fun, having joy, without food. They are having a lot of fun. One person, he was telling, such a long time I am practicing austerity, but I could not realize the God. Please bring a sword, I like to cut my throat. He was actually mentioning Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Those who have read the life, you know, in his extreme condition when he was unthinkable the way he was practicing, and then he went to Goddess Kali and he said, Mother, unless you are giving me darshan today, I am going to cut my head and offer it at your feet. So then that very moment he realized, etc., etc. So making that, he was just telling, lying down, oh, after such a long practice, I am not realizing, can you, someone bring a sword for me, and then so that I can practice the same way? The others from the distance, he told, why you need a sword? Just nearby there is another thing by which we cut the vegetable, that is sufficient. You can use that. Even the serious way they are cutting jokes. Why? Because inside the mind they are having so fun. See, and santoshad anuttama sukhalabha. This is the 42nd. Santoshad anuttama sukhalabha. After realization of God, what I am going to get? That is the question. The majority will say that you will go to heaven, you will enjoy. So that way they say. The heaven, conception of heaven is present in every religion except Buddhism. So because they think in a different way. So this is, here it says, Yoga Sutra it says, Santoshad. Santoshad means with contentment, calms. Supreme happiness. Anuttama sukhalabha. Supreme happiness. They don't want anything else. So I will invite you all to come on the 1st January. In the 1st January at 2:30, if you come, we will have our private meditation, and then at 8 o'clock, 3:08. So take that time, Sri Ramakrishna blessed the householder devotees. That is very special. Not a monastic got that blessings. Only householders. So householders, they observe it, and here they will all come over here and pray, and they start their life, the year, with the blessings of God. So please come on 1st January. So this 1st January, two young boys who afterwards became the monastic. One is Latumar, as they say, that is on the top left and middle, that's called Latu Maharaj. Swami Adbhutananda, his monastic name, and Saradananda ji. These two, they were cleaning the room of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. All were calling them, come, just touch the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, and whatever you wish, that is fulfilled. Everybody was getting their prayer answered, fulfilled. They were jumping, shouting, calling each other. This is a wonderful thing is happening. Just come and touch his feet and pray. You know, these two young boys, they told, we don't need this. We have already got so much from Thakur. Anuttama sukhalavaha. After realizing, after getting that, you don't need anything extra. So that is the ultimate of God realization. What happens after God realization? Most of the people will be asking, what happens after God realization? Anuttama, there's no comparison. Sukhalabhaha, joy, peace, happiness, bliss. In the Vishnu Purana also, it says, Yatta kamasukham loke, the pleasure of the worldly things, Yatcha divyam maham sukham, even the pleasure and happiness that one enjoys in the heaven. Trishna kshaya, Trishna means desire, Shaya, when the desire is not there, Sukham swaite na artha shoroshim kalam iti. When you don't have the desire within your heart, the bliss that you get, comparing with that, these are not even 1%. That is the goal of spiritual life. That is the goal of meditation. Why should you meditate? To reach that. But on the way, we get so many miraculous power. If you stuck in that miraculous power, then you cannot reach over here. But if one can leave all those miraculous power aside and go on continuing practicing, then he reaches to here. Then he is not only blessed himself, he gives the blessings through his words, through his living, through his presence to all the multitudes, all the whole world, the human society. So friends, today we will stop over here, and in the next Sunday again we will discuss. But as I was announcing about the Kalpataru, one Swamiji, very young monk, he is coming from Seattle, Vedanta Society, Seattle. He will give a talk on that, the speciality of the Kalpataru, what really exactly happened and significance. So the 1st January at 2:30, please come. And it will be, I think, for 1.5 an hour program. After that, we'll have the snacks and return back. And I like to announce that many of you know that, like last year's, we have published a calendar. It's a beautiful calendar, and it is containing the different pictures of Swami Brahmananda ji and the wonderful sayings, quotations. That it is not an ordinary calendar, though it is containing all the informations. Along with that, this type of quotations you will find. And we have printed copy of the e-zine. Those who have not regularly visited the e-zine, our e-magazine, electronic magazine, that's called Chicago Calling, for them the 4 copies printed, only $3, it will be available. And another very happy things, after almost more than 1 year, we have now getting the DVDs right from the 6th November to 11th November, the grand program that we did over here, and that in a 4 DVDs in 1 packet it is coming. We have printed it in India. It will be coming, reaching here, I think 2nd or 3rd January. So you can book in advance, because a few copies we are bringing, and it is $50 per DVD. These are the announcements. And let us chant this sloka and then we'll complete. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyanam navasangatam naiva muktirnameya chidananda rupa shivoham 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 shivoham. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Friends, you must be very happy seeing our Kalyani and Mick. They met an accident, almost all of you know. We prayed for them. Now they have recovered. It was a very fatal accident. If you listen